Thank you. I bet many people in the audience don't know or have different definitions of biomass. So let me, for the next 8 minutes, rethink biomass with you. Right now, across West Africa, plantation owners and farmers are burning rubber trees that are no longer productive to make a space for new trees. This is actually normal practice across the region, and not only for unproductive rubber trees, but also palm oil trees and so many others. These agricultural residue streams are being produced today and wasted today. When I learned about it, that shocked me. I thought, what a waste. There must be a way of using these residues for something more useful and certainly less damaging to the environment. Using these agricultural residues for energy generation provides a unique recycling opportunity for many agricultural residue streams in Africa. About 12 years ago, I moved to Paris to work for the United Nations Environment Program, where we had an initiative to provide a startup financing to entrepreneurs in West Africa that were investing in renewable energy. Later, I worked for 7 years at one of the largest carbon project developers in the world, where again I saw with my own eyes entrepreneurs in developing countries thinking with their green hats on how they could be more efficient to reduce carbon emissions. These experiences had a tremendous impact on me because it was at this time I realized how much more impactful it is to address our development challenges if public policies are designed with the private sector in mind. My passion resides on the crossover of environment, development, and the private sector, specifically in the context of building a low-carbon future with the use of renewables. In the world, barely 16% of our energy comes from renewables. This is how I came to work in West Africa again. As CEO and partner of Africa Renewables, our aim is to build a company that connects Africa to the green energy economy. We're doing this by tapping into the vast biomass resources of existing agro-industrial plantations across West Africa. But what is biomass? Biomass is biological material derived from living or recently living plants or trees that have captured CO2 from the atmosphere during the process of photosynthesis. Fossil fuels are also derived from biological material. However, this material captured that CO2 millions of years ago. So the crucial difference between biomass and fossil fuels is the time scale. Biomass takes carbon out of the atmosphere while it is growing and returns it as it is burned. So if it's done on a sustainable basis, this means there is a replantation program in place. The new growth will fully compensate the CO2 released by the combustion. The UK government and many other international institutions have studied the greenhouse gas emissions associated with different fuels. And they have concluded that biomass, on average, is at a minimum 2 times more environmentally friendly than natural gas, and at least 7 times more environmentally friendly than coal. So as we build a low-carbon future, we need biomass in our generation mix, mainly for 2 reasons. First, biomass, it is less expensive to run than any other renewable energy or low-carbon generation available to us today. So it is more economical. Second, unlike wind and solar, that can only generate electricity when the wind blows or the sun shines, biomass plants can operate 24/7, just like natural gas or coal. And therefore, biomass can replace fossil fuels from the generation mix. However, you probably wonder what is happening. Biomass market is growing tremendously, but it's still very underrepresented in our energy sector, in our energy generation mix. And there are three main reasons why this is the case. First, sustainability. Second, incentives to the private sector. Third, technology. First, there are some valid concerns that a biomass market can catalyze problems with regards to sustainability, land grabbing, deforestation, especially in developing countries where the least protected live. But the biomass exploitation can be done responsibly, needs to be done responsibly. In Europe, where the most advanced market for biomass to energy exists, all buyers and governments request that biomass is FSC certified. You may recognize this logo as it is printed in any paper product that comes from sustainably certified sources. The Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, is the global body that for many years has overseen the sustainably sourced of timber worldwide. This is becoming the industry norm in the biomass market as well. However, for me, it is paramount that certification is obligatory. All biomass sources worldwide need to be FSC certified to ensure that it is sustainable regardless of who the final user or buyer of this biomass is. Second, incentives to the private sector. According to the International Energy Agency, in 2009, fossil fuels received 5 times more subsidies worldwide than renewable energy, 5 times. The biomass market and many other renewables still need public support to be more economically effective than fossil fuels. Unfortunately, the Kyoto Protocol, for example, which is our only global policy tool to drive investment, expires this year. And there is no agreement yet globally on an extension or what will replace it. In Europe, on top, where there is still a regional cap-and-trade scheme regulating carbon emissions, prices are at historical lows because the economic crisis has reduced industrial output and therefore has left the markets oversupply. So we need better policies. Third, technology. It is important that we invest more in technology. There is new technologies such as torrefaction that will convert biomass into a form of biocoal that can represent a real breakthrough, but are still under development. So at the end, the choice is ours. We have a great opportunity. We have at our disposal the potential to utilize more efficiently agricultural residues worldwide. The resource is abundant. It can replace coal in the generation mix. It is cheaper to run than any other form of renewable energy or low-carbon generation available to us today, and can be done sustainably with the smart use of certification. What we need is better policy frameworks that bring the market to maturity, prices in the externality of carbon emissions, and help bring new technologies into the market. Let's commit to build a green future that utilizes all sources of renewable energy available to us today for the benefit of the next generation of people in Africa and the world. Thank you.